Hello again. My name is Jack, and I, with my brother Luke, are a two-person developer team for a game studio we call Violence and Video Games. And we're currently working on our second game, History of Dragosa. It is a choose-your-own-adventure text-based interactive fiction. And in this game, you're going to create stories and little books for your library and kind of store them there and effectively write out the history of a fantasy world called Dragosa. So if this interests you, go ahead and head over to Steam and wishlist our game, History of Dragosa. We're currently gathering wishlists, and that would mean a lot to us. Anyways, without further ado, let's head into today's episode of Game Development. Okay. So something's wrong. Okay. So why would that happen? Yeah, okay, so we're having the same. Maybe we need to rebuild something. Okay, woo! I have no idea why that happened. I don't even want to know. All right, so here's where we're talking about wanting to grab books from a shelf in our last little video. And so we have like these older books. We've got Minnow Woods, whatever happened in that book, I don't know. We have book 1, not a very creative save file, but whatever, doesn't matter. Okay, so ideally, we click on Minnow Woods, it goes to here, and then we need to play the animation that we created. We still need to do that, and so yeah, that's what we need to do next. We've got a little bit of code put in. This is from the error. Don't worry about that. Nothing to see here. Okay. Also, this is not a code review. Okay, this is like my dirty house, right? This is like, you know, we'll refactor this later. We don't have to worry about this right now. Gosh, we need to just get to. Let's just move past all of that. Anyways, this is where we're going to be embiggening the book. All right, and then as time, once it reaches a certain point, once we're happy with the state of the animation, we're going to start cycling through these cells. And once the book is fully opened, we'll be nice and happy, though. Okay, this is where we kind of skip past all of this because the total cell IDs are not populated. So that's what we need to do next. We need to get cell IDs populated, and then we can have it and drawing some stuff. So there's a couple of interdependent things we have to do. We have to take all of these temporary cells, if you will, and turn them into individual files that we can then load into the game and draw. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, now we have those as individual PNG files, which I can show you here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. We just need to put them into the cell IDs, which I have basically kind of like a custom reference engine for that, or custom reference ID inside this engine. Makes them a little bit more portable. Not 100% necessary to do, but it's just the way I handled how we're doing drawing in this game. So let's go ahead and add those cells together, and this should then start playing the animation. Let's do that next. Okay, so we have a type. In case I've taken in a type and a button. A button. A button is just a data structure we have in the game that contains information for various buttons in the game. And this is ultimately a button that's being selected and moved around and transformed. There's lots of other ways to go about doing this. This is just the simplest way, because otherwise we'd just be repeating code, and there's reasons why you wouldn't want to do this. It can get a little messy, but this isn't a super complex system that we're working with here, so it's you're really only concerned about, is this going to take more time or not? At least that's what I'm concerned about. This is just the fastest way to do this, so I'm not too concerned about it. There are legitimate reasons why you wouldn't want to do it this way, but we have a data structure for buttons, and it does more than just being a button. It has an animation, has information about which sprite is connected to it, and things like that. So, but okay, we have a button, we have a reference to it because we're going to be doing some work on it. We have a type that we're taking in case we want to use this function later to generate different types of cells. And I might add that type 0 Sure. Type 0. Generates the book opening animation. That's good enough for now. That's good enough for now. So first, we need to, yeah, we can do a switch. Sure. Resize it to 8, I believe. Actually, I don't want this to be. I don't think this matters. We'll just go ahead and do this though, just in case. I'm just trying to think about making this more complicated than it needs to be, but let's just try this. So actually what we need to do, I think I have access to that. I feel like I'm just making this more complicated than it needs to be, but actually, is that all I'm gonna need? I feel like this is not gonna work. This is not gonna work out the way let's build this. This is one of those times where you think about it and it's like this should work, and then you completely misunderstood what you're trying to do, and you just make a huge mistake. That's also why you shouldn't be working super late into the night, because my mind is not well rested. Okay, moment of truth. No bugs so far. Okay. Oh god. Okay. So that's let's just look real quick. Okay, yeah, that's good. You know, we just gotta have faith, I guess. Okay. Shoot. Let's try again. Yes. Okay. Okay. Well, something didn't happen, but it also didn't crash. So far so good. Need to take a look at a few things here. Take a look at this. And actually, are we setting this? Yeah, we are. Okay. Oh, let's take a look. Okay. Current cell is 0. Yeah, they all have IDs. Ah, I know. I know what's wrong. Let's see. I think that's right. No. No. Lowercase. Of course, we have to rebuild it. I'm not sure what's wrong with my settings. I have to look into that. For some reason, I have to rebuild the whole project every time. All right. Is this the third time? Third time's a charm, maybe? Oh, it's very close. It's very close. I think that is pretty close to what we want. I had to apply that a few times to make sure I got it right. Of course, we still haven't done any of the details, as we mentioned in the last episode. But hey, looks like we got the animation in place. Isn't that something? That we were able to do that with so few lines of code. We had the animation play out here, and we added the animation with this kind of strange setup here, but hey, if it works, it works. And let's just play it one more time, just to make sure it's what we want to see. I don't like that delay. I'm not sure why there's a delay there. I'll have to look into that. But, okay. Not too bad. All right, well, we've got it in the game. We drew it. We drew the outline of the animation in the last episode. We got it in the game in this episode. Isn't that something? Isn't that progress? Okay, well, that was pretty fun. Maybe next time we can get those details we mentioned in there. We can kind of maybe fix up that strange delay. I might do that off camera, but that's how progress It's very slowly made when you only have like 10 or 15 minutes. So, pretty cool. Thank you so much for watching this video. It would mean a lot if you would like and subscribe to our YouTube channel here. And if this game interests you in any way, go ahead and head on over to Steam and Wishlist History of Dragosa. Check the description below. We'll have some information about the game and a way for you to join our Discord, which we have recently started. So go ahead and jump in there as well and start up a conversation. So thank you again for watching, and I hope to see you again in the future.